Hi everyone. Today I'm gonna be talking about something kind of sensitive. What am I gonna talk about? Okay, it's actually about AIDS. So I have been talking about this a couple of years, months ago. I think last year, I saw this advertisement that was talking about AIDS, and then they said that AIDS is actually kind of dangerous recently, and it has been increasing. So here's like a map. Can you see it? So these are the areas, and one of them actually my hometown, surrounding areas, and so on. It really makes me feel sad. Now, let's talk about the causes first. First, I think the reason why it has spread, because the population in my town is growing. It is because of economic development. Number two, I think it's because of education. Most of Philippine problems is lack of education. For instance, one I think BBC called my country baby factory. Oh God, I can't contribute there. But anyway, um, yeah. Anyway, moving on. Mm. So lack of education, and then number three, fear of being discriminated, criticized, and so on. Number four, the profession of love. I'll explain that to you later. And then those are the main reasons for its spread. No, so let's start with number one first. Lack of, what did I say? Yeah, population. Population has been growing rapidly in these places, and then more call centers, more people are coming, more factories, and so on. So, it's inevitable that these things would happen. Number two, lack of education. Actually, I've learned AIDS when I was, I think since elementary, but it's uh, introduced like sex educate under the sex education thingy in a scientific way. But that time, AIDS was kind of discriminated a lot. Like I was so young, so I think it was seen as something disgusting, or and so on. And uh, and then eventually it changed. It became more educational. Like, oh, don't, it doesn't spread this way, it doesn't spread that way, and so on. So lack of education. A lot of people, some of them who had this, sometimes, yeah, they get it because they had sexual relationship without using protection. It can be consensual, it can be maybe because of money, or it can be because of love. Now I'm going to be talking about that later. Now, yeah, that's the worst case scenario. Especially with the Catholic Church around, sex education is being banned from being taught. It can be taught, but it depends on the teacher. I've learned a lot about it when I was in university, and the teacher who taught me was gay. I mean, our class, and he was really open about, don't get pregnant, use protection, blah blah blah. And I think a lot of my classmates right now are quite successful because how he delivered it. It was a funny, interesting, educational way. So I think that's very important. Number three, yeah, I think, what did I say? Profession of love, one of another one. Professing love. In the Philippines, it is said that if you don't use condom, it means you love that person more, or it feels better, or something like that. So because of that, yeah, people tend to do it without thinking about the consequences. Like for example, I love you, and if then the guy would say, oh, if you love me, you would do it with me without condom. So it's kind of blackmail, but yeah, I don't know. It's also the reason why there are many babies. And then next one, number three, number five. I think I lost count, but those are some of the reasons why. And then, uh, yeah, the profession of love, and so on. And then lack of awareness, even in my country, with social media, Facebook and all, some people still see AIDS as something disgusting because, as I've said, lack of education. But recently there are a lot of TV, true to life drama, where they would reenact stories where some OFWs or overseas Filipino workers would go abroad, then they got AIDS, and then they would spread it to their family, to their child accidentally, and then they're going to make a drama about it. And then a lot of women, they became aware of it, and some of them actually got scared. So I think media is a really good way, because some of them couldn't afford, Facebook, mm, internet service. It's free data, but you can't access the link unless you have enough or sufficient funds to pay for the internet service. So that's kind of, yeah, right? I mean, you only get half of that news. So what should a Filipino do when they have AIDS? What is the government doing? Well, first of all, a Filipino should, once they see symptoms, yeah, you can search for that online or here. There it goes. They have to go to get a checkup as soon as possible. So the good thing about our government now is that they just signed a law wherein they can provide medical assistance for people who are suffering for AIDS, and HIV testing is also for free. So there's no worries about that, right? It's a matter of choice. And then number two, uh, the government. I remember before when I went to Tigtigan, Tarakan, it's the festival in my hometown where there was this boost for HIV, testing. So I think that's amazing. Kudos to my government and the newly signed law and so on. So, should you fear? Well, I'm not really sure if you should, but as I've said, long, long, long time ago, we couldn't control who are entering in my country. We couldn't control who these women are meeting, and then in bars, the only good thing is that they get tested every now and then, but freelancers maybe not, and then people who had multiple partners, maybe not. People who are in the lower part of the society, maybe not, because they're afraid of this discrimination. And it's too late when they realize it happened. So yeah, that's why I always think education is a big factor for this. So how about foreigners? What can you do? Well, probably you can also get a check if you feel like there are some symptoms, maybe in your country or in my country. I don't know if you get it for free, but maybe you're gonna pay a minimal amount if you suspect it. Now, yeah, anyway, be safe, people. I'm all about I don't mind what people are doing as long as they're safe, but if they want to get in trouble, it's also up to them. Anyway, that's about it. You guys can check on Facebook. There are some websites, HIV Philippines support, blah blah blah. These websites can direct you to which government agencies could help you with that. But in Angeles City, Angeles Health Center, and then which one? Ona Hospital ng Angeles. I think they also have that service. And according to my best friend, who's a nurse, it's better. She always tells me prevention is better than cure, even for my diet. So eating is better than dieting. But I didn't get thin. Anyway, guys, take care and have a nice day.